the land of Shem is connected to the Holy Land. So let's get into it. Now, in the Book of Jubilees, there's some interesting things that it says about the land of Shem. It's described as a blessed and a spacious land, and all that is in it is very good. And it also tells us that the Garden of Eden is the Holy of Holies, and that's also in the land of Shem. And it speaks about Noah rejoicing for this portion. So it really gives us like a nice description for this land of Shem. But if we go to, let's go to a map of the three spheres for the three sons of Noah, Ham, Japheth, and Shem. And we've said before in the videos that this is, let's say, like the accepted view of biblical scholarship. But let's think about some of those things that we read, that the land of Shem is a blessed land, it's a spacious land, and that everything in it is very good. Now if you look at this sphere, does that really match the description? And there's another interesting thing from the Book of Jubilees. Let me show you this part, where it describes the land of Japheth as being cold, the land of Ham is hot, but the land of Shem is neither hot nor cold, but is of blended cold and heat. So again, if we're trying to get to the truth, or what makes sense, if we look at this land of Shem, wouldn't you describe that as a hot and arid region? I don't think that's I don't think this sphere would match that description either for the Book of Jubilees. So we've started to find some discrepancies with this accepted view. And if we go to a different map of Africa, we can see that this northern region of Africa is very hot and very arid, and we can see the Sahara Desert. So that does make sense for the land of Ham. But then we see how it changes and it becomes lush, and there's great lakes and there's rivers in sub-Saharan Africa. Does that not match the description of the Book of Jubilees better? That the land of Shem is of blended heat, and that everything in it is good, a blessed land and a spacious land. And if we think about some of these, well, it's not that new, but the idea of the continent of Africa being larger than what we've been told. So that, remember, it said about being a spacious land. And I just wonder about this image, how if you think about these actual tribes of Shem in here, it's actually quite cramped. It's not really spacious the way they've got it laid out here. But Ham seems to get the whole of Africa. So just when you start thinking about it, does it actually really make sense that, especially if we use the Book of Jubilees, the way it describes Noah rejoicing for what came before Shem, but traditionally Ham's connected with Africa. So does that really make sense that Ham would get like the greatest continent? Because obviously that's up to debate, but we do know that Africa is blessed with resources. So does it actually make sense that Ham would get, arguably, let's say, the best continent? So that's what I would like to bring forward from our first part of the playlist, because when we're thinking about the Holy Land, and now our picture is starting to be a little bit different, because putting forward the theory, should we actually change these spheres around and switch Shem with Ham, so that Shem is more based on the continent, but in particular sub-Saharan Africa. But we are not questioning the let's say the traditional view of Ham being connected with Africa, because it does make sense if we see this northern part, and the way the Book of Jubilees says that the land of Ham is hot, and we know about Egypt, so that does make sense. But what about this? What about the rest of Africa? Because it really is a large continent.